Yo, what's good guys, Ben on Fire here, back in the video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my gun spread double flex offense. Now, we're going to be in the Ravens live offensive playbook. Now, I was going to go over this spread Y flex, but K-Mac and some other people have already posted videos on that, so I wanted to give you guys something new. So if you already are running spread Y flex, maybe you're looking to add some setups, then this is a good formation to add because it's a very simple audible between these two. First things first, I'm going to show you guys how you get 4 wide receivers because default the tight end is there, and if you just go to sub him out, it'll only let you sub in a tight end. So what you do is just flick your right stick until you get to the strong slots. There you see now we have John Brown here in the slot. Then you just go to where the tight end will move, which will be the outside. You click on him and you can sub in your 4th wide receiver, Robert Foster, right there. Now you see we got 4 wide receivers, very simply. And yeah, with that being said, let's get into our audibles. I already have my audibles pre-set up, but what you're going to do is just have deep curl, slot out, hitch corners, and FL cross. Now, there's a ton of great plays and setups with all of these. There's a couple of other plays that I'm not mentioning, and the only run play you'll run out of this will be the read option, but primarily this is a pass-heavy set, and I'm sure you came for the passing setups. But yeah, with that being said, let's just hop straight into it. Alright guys, now starting out, here's a look at my first play and first setup. It's going to be this slot out play. Now typically, you would want a faster receiver, but I'm going to show you that you can even do this, with a slow guy like Cole Beasley. So take a look at this outside route with Beasley. He's on this, what we call a stretch route. Now this is just going to be basically like an old school fade, but this is going to be really good against those cover 2 sinks as well as just a Tampa 2 if it is pressed in a certain way. Specifically those soft squats, we want to find a way to beat those. So typically my favorite way that I like to run this is just going to be with a simple Y on a flat. Now what I like to do over here is I actually like to motion John Brown over. Now keep in mind with this formation, it's a little bit different than the spread Y flex. In this formation, I can't motion these outside guys over. They only motion inside to about right here, so just keep that in mind. But you're just going to motion John Brown over, and again, you just need a flat route that'll take down those soft squats. So we got Diggs in a flat, you can put him in an out route, whatever. So with these 2 players, basically we want to give ourselves another chance in case it is a different coverage. So what I like to do is either put A on a curl or put him on in like this deep dig route, smart out him by pressing RB. And then what you'll do is throw B on this little drag, similar to this. Again, I could also go with this little curl combo. But pretty much the route we want to hit, again, is Cole Beasley. So just take a look at Beasley right here. And he's going to get over the top. You'll pass lead outside. Now again, Beasley's very, very slow. So take this with a grain of salt. Keep in mind if you have 99 speed receivers, you'll have a lot more big play potential. And you see with this stretch route, I want to make sure that I'm running it on the wide side of the field so that the safety is more inside. I have more space to work with. If I were to flip this, look how close the safety is to that stretch route. He's easily going to get over it and play that. It just won't be open. So again, the look against that, and again, this is a cover 2. This play, really, I only run against cover 2. If it's cover 3, it's pretty much worthless. But again, the cover 2, I'm just putting Y in a flat, A in a curl, B in a drag. And again, another setup I could do if I would just want a quick snap, because maybe he's making adjustments. I want to snap the ball as fast as I can. Maybe I go with A in a flat, B in a curl, give myself a curl flat combo. Something like this could be successful. And again, the only 2 components you necessarily need are Y and X. Now, also, if you have a slot apprentice, you could create a lot more. But I'm trying to show you guys offenses that you don't need any abilities to work with, just to give you the most maximization. So again, take a look. Cole Beasley's wide open, and he's only 85 speed, whatever, 87 speed. But again, you see the soft squat. It looks like it's going to follow the streak, which it will if there's no flat zone, or flat route. But yeah, you see it gets open. Not going to show it again. You know how it works. And with that being said, let's just hop into our next play. Alright, moving on to our next setup, we're going to be in the deep curl play. Now, deep curl has been a really good play since like Madden 18. I remember Problem actually running this formation a little bit in Madden 18. I know he was running like a stretch-heavy offense, but when he had to pass, this was a play he used to go to. But this play is just very good stock. This is a play that you can kind of just go in, hike the ball, and have pretty good success. So you got this seam route that's going to be really good against cover 2. Keep in mind that's if they don't have an inside zone, but still, You can also get it against cover 3 if they're using that. Maybe you quick snap the seams. We all know that we love the seam routes. But not only that, you have a little curl flat combo with this flat zone and that curl. And then you also have this drag to dig. Those are kind of your last reads in case none of these on the right side are open. But yeah, this is a play. You know, you come out in it, you just snap the ball as soon as you can. And look at that. Boom, boom, it's wide open. And you guys will probably see throughout the video, Josh Allen's going to miss some of these passes. I don't know what it is about him, but for some reason, it seems like he overthrows a lot. Now, you see the way I like to run this is having my seam route on this wide side of the field. I prefer it that way. Again, it's not necessary, but these two routes don't necessarily have to be on a hash. So again, Josh Allen, step up in the pocket, pass lead inside. He's going to miss it again, but you see the result. It's going to be wide open. Just fall down to the ground with a possession catch, and you'll be good to go. So again, that's the first read. Second read against cover 2. Typically what you're going to do is just check down to the flats. The curl route's not really going to be open if that is a cloud flat or a soft squat. So you're going to take the flats against cover 3. That's a different type of a story. But again, I'll show cover 3 a little bit later. Here, you see cover 2. The dig route's going to be wide open right there with Stephon Diggs as well as the drag. And again, those are your last reads. But yeah, let's just switch it up to a cover 3 and I'll show it a couple more times. All right, back on the field here. Again, I'm showing it against the cover 3 now. Cover 3, you kind of want to attack the seams as well. Jeez, Josh Allen's really selling me right now. I don't know why. It's not like he is pretty low rated, but realistically shouldn't be overthrowing this many balls. But again, cover 3, boom, you're going to attack the flats. Very solid. Now, the flats aren't really going to give you more than 5 yards because this year how well those curl flats, purple zones, as well as deep zones defend the flats, but you still have the dig route that's going to be open, and really I want to show this. Josh Allen just can't hit it, but realistically you're just going to try and make a possession catch, and if he continues to get bumps, or maybe that's too far inside, you can always throw him on a classic streak that will probably, you see he has a little bit more space, and we make the pass. So if that seam route is not having too much success, you're always welcome to go to a classic streak. And again, the late reads, boom, drag to dig route should be open pretty much the majority of the time, unless usered. Obviously, keep in mind that his user's probably going to take away some of these. Typically, the user will follow the streak route and then follow to the dig, so you kind of want to take a look at these two routes a lot. And then late in the play, you got your drag route. But yeah, that was the play against cover 3. Cover 2, let's hop into our next one. So here we are in FL cross. Now, this is a very key play to the offense, in my opinion, and I'll show you why. This is going to be the only sort of one-play touchdown. I showed you guys that cover 2 one-play TD, but this is going to be a cover 3. So we got our cover 2 down and our cover 3. That's really going to help us because you can't have someone staying in one defense and not being able to beat them deep. That's a key part to an offense. And again, there's one out of this spread Y flex where it's PA deep outs. This player's in a post. You have an out route, but for this one, we got this player in the deep post. What you're going to do, again, I already mentioned this, you're going to motion him all the way inside. And you see he goes very far inside, which is really nice for the cover 3 beater. But basically what I like to do is just throw A on a curl, X on a little drag. Now, you're not going to be able to max pro, but you still have 6. And realistically, I'm sure you know the look from this, who you're throwing it to. You're throwing it to B, and Y is going to be our pull down man. He's going to pull down that outside third. So I like to get this little chop block, roll out here, and pass lead all the way up the field. That was even a pass lead up, and we still had enough space to go ahead, complete that pass. Typically, you want to pass lead all the way to the outside. Now, keep in mind, I do have my post on the wide side from starting this play. That's really how you want to run these cover 3 beaters so that it takes up the least amount of time. A lot of times for these, you don't want it to be 5 seconds development time. You want it to be as quick as possible. And again, if he uses it, a couple of late play things you can throw are the drag. We have another curl sort of flat combo with this drag and curl. But again, we're going to sort of chop block him, roll out with Allen, pass lead all the way to the outside, and take a look at that. Robert Foster, I think he's 94 speed. He's going to get the job done for us. So that was our cover 3 beater, and it is unfortunate because if I were able to motion this post all the way over, I could turn it into a cover 2 beater. But let's just hop into another way you can beat cover 3. And cover 3 is a very interesting defense, the way I like to beat it. And you can actually, this goes for the same play, because take a look at the corner out between these two plays. So Hitch Corners, FL Cross, I'm going to be talking about the same thing. But corner routes against cover 3 on the short side of the field are absolute money. I'm sure you've heard that before, maybe somewhere. I've talked about it maybe a little bit. But take a look at Stephon Diggs right here. He's going to get wide open. You could even smart route him, make him a little bit shorter, which is kind of what you want. Now, realistically, probably what I would do is just throw B on a drag. You got A on this nice little deep in route, which should have a lot of success. But take a look at Stephon Diggs. He's going to go up the field. You're going to pass lead. Even that was a bad animation, but still, he's going to get over that curl flat, and he's going to have very good success. Again, I could do this out of Hitch Corners as well, just doing sort of the same thing. And again, these will both beat cover 3, but take a look at Stephon Diggs here, passing him up, and that outside third, because he's on the short side, isn't going to make a play on that ball. I'll actually show you what happens if I do this on the wide side. It'll probably be an interception. Take a look at John Brown now. I'm throwing this corner out against cover 3 on the wide side. Now, you can get it open, but keep in mind a really good player is going to click onto that outside third, cut you off because there's so much space. And trust me, the zones do play different in online play rather than practice mode. But again, out of FL cross, flood cross, you're just going to put X on a streak, smart route Y, B on a drag or whatever, and then you can go ahead, hike the ball, watch Stephon Diggs go to work, possession catch that on the sideline, going to be money every time down the road. And again, this play might be able to work for you against a cover 2, but keep in mind, pretty much your only way that you're going to beat that is really with this deep post, splitting those safeties. Again, it's not one of my money plays I go to against the cover 2, but it still can be a solid play. The corner out's not really going to get over the top as well. That's going to take us to our last and final play, this Hitch Corners. Now, Hitch Corners, I already talked about the corner out on the short side against cover 3, but I want to talk about these hitches because these hitches are very valuable. Hitch routes out of this offense, out of a spread set, are going to be very useful. Now, that's one of the reasons that spread is so useful. Alright, that's going to take us to our next play. Hitch Corners, our last play of the video. Hitch Corners is a very good play. I don't understand why you can't throw receivers on the outside on hitches. Literally nobody in the game uses this smart smoke screen, whatever it's called. It's so dumb that you can't throw anybody on a hitch, but I guess it's something you got to deal with. EA being delusional as they are, not playing their game. That's what's going to happen. So with this play, typically the hitch routes are going to be very good out of a spread set. It's good for something like this. You throw a curl, you hitch, and one of those can be open. You can always throw the hitch route against cover 3. It's going to be money, especially on the wide side. On the short side, that's not necessarily the case, but you still can get them open. So really what we want this hitch route for is a cover 2 defense, which I'll show in a little bit. But as far as cover 3, another route that can actually get open is this route with Devin Singletary. He actually does get over the top of a cover 3. Now, he actually got bumped a little, but typically right there you see linebackers not jumping, and sometimes he can get sneaky, across the defense. Now, keep in mind, those are both computer. Typically, one of those linebackers is used, usually the one on the wide side, but even right off the bat, you can just lowball that, hope that he comes down with it. It's sort of a sneaky good route out of the backfield. And again, out of spread sets, I'm sure some of you know this, or good route combo to always go to. This is something you can actually do out of deep, or this, what's it called? Deep curl, yeah. So you can actually put B on an out route, RB on a wheel, and against cover 3, that wheel route typically does get wide open. Just low ball, pass it inside. That's another good route that you can throw. But sometimes they lurk on the streak, they lurk down. It's typically, you want it to go with maybe a curl flat and then mix it in, maybe something like this, A on a slant. You just kind of want to distract his user from being on that side, and even that, you can maybe snap throw that out route. I threw that way late, obviously, but yeah, so that's just another route combo you can throw into any of these plays. I could do that out of this as well. Maybe I go with something like this, and then I can still motion him over, put him on his curl route, and have success. But obviously, that's a cover 2 beater. But with that being said, let's hop into our cover 2 beaters out of this Hitch Corners play. Okay guys, now I already mentioned how you can sort of pick off these hitch routes quickly against the cover 3. Now we're in a cover 2, and I'll show you how you can hit them a little bit later. So just running stock cover 2 and a stock coverage on offense. Just take a look at the hitch route. He's going to get open he's going to be completely open late in the play. Reason for that is the cloud flat. It's going to sort of bite down on the hitch immediately, but then as it sees the corner out go deep in its zone, it's going to follow the deeper route. pretty much leaving the hitch wide open late, and you'll see that on both sides of the field, even on that right side. Take a look. You can always lowball these hitches, and this is a really good way to pick apart a cover two. Now, zoned out, maybe they go crazy on the wide side. That's kind of why I like running it on the short side. It's just a lot faster throwing distance, and you can really control that a lot easier. But even these hitch routes, you're picking up 7 yards a lot of the time, at least 5+ minimum. And a lot of times they get bumped, they go deeper. You should be picking up 5+. And again, this is a good way to get him playing aggressive. You want him to play hard flats, and if he does play hard flats, just know that the corner out will be open. Unfortunately, I'm using the computer on defense, so I can't adjust out of that. But that is really just the basics of it. Again, I could run that on one side, and on the other side, maybe I go with something like this, which I mentioned, where you can go with the wheel route. Now, cover two does a relatively good job of defending that. You kind of got to pass it away. But once again, I'm mentioning that there's going to be a user linebacker on the field. If it is that right guy, which again I mentioned a lot of times running spread, they like to use the wide side of the field to defend more ground. So if that is the case, then the wheel route should typically be open. And again, with A, you can kind of throw them on whatever you want. Maybe I throw them on a deep dig route as well. But typically with hitch corners, you're running the play for the hitch routes, and you'll have success. So that's pretty much going to do it for the video. Now, there's a read option out of this. I don't have it in my audibles. You could always come out in it, catch him off guard if he is in a 1-4-6. But for the most part, that's going to do it for the video. If you guys enjoyed, hit that like button, hit that sub button. Let me know if you like these more in-depth practice mode videos, because in these videos I can explain a lot more, go over more route combos, what I do. But sometimes in those online head-to-head regs games that I hop into, it's a lot of fast talking, and I don't really get as many points across as I wish I could. But I'm just going to try and mix between them. Now, I am going to be a little bit more busy as the school year and more things happen, so I'll try and get some of those regs gameplays done for you on the weekends, but it's not going to be an every video type of thing. Anyways, hit that like button, hit that sub button as I mentioned, and peace. I'm out of here.